have decided to create an alternative way. If you see what happened on Friday, and you can see the 25th of January has been trading, and you see the program that people want to execute on that day. And when you look at the event indicated that to occur at 2 p.m., the program is that there is a function or an activity called hanging Ruto. People have gone to that level of looking at the presidency as an undesired character and as a unit of tormentation, a unit of torture, a unit of excessiveness, a unit of arbitrariness, a unit where you cannot lay any trust or confidence in. That is how the state has withered down. That is the extent within which the people have disassociated themselves with this social contract. I am of a contra opinion that it is not us who are inviting these situations that people are reacting to. It is a state that's been orchestrating and creating in a perpetual manner these situations that people have been reacting to. It's because of the breakdown of the unit of governance and the system of governance that people have decided to institutionalize the street. Today, when I perceive the street, when I look at the street today, I no longer look at it from the normal view. I would not look at Kenyatta Avenue just like Kenyatta Avenue when the people are on the streets. When the people take to the streets, for example, if they are on Parliament Road, they have taken that street as an alternative unit of governance where their voice can be heard from. Simply because there is serious breakdown of the institutions that we once expected would check on the arbitrariness and the excesses of government. But when they fail to check on these excesses, and I can see some members of parliament present in this conversation, the people have decided to institutionalize the streets as an alternative institution where their voice can be heard. If the voice of Baba Ojwang was loud enough in parliament, was loud enough in the Senate, was loud enough in other institutions, you'd not have seen the people in the streets. The people took to the streets because of they have lost confidence, they have lost trust with our institutions. They do not believe that the police can, on their own motion, investigate in an impartial way a death such as that one. And you can see those, of course, a deliberate attempt to conceal and conspire against that death. Had it not been the institution of the street, today, Juang would have been buried as a person who committed suicide. So I take it that Professor has misconceived the reason why the people are going to the streets. Number two, permit me to address the question of the state of the nation. The state of the nation, we are in a situation whereby the nation and the state has completely withered down. The social contract that people got into with this government has been reached by the persons who are supposed to execute and perform the obligations arising and accruing from the social contract. It's as a result of this breach of the social contract that people have decided to create an alternative way. If you see what happened on Friday, and you can see the 25th of January has been trading, and you see the program that people want to execute on that day. And when you look at the event indicated that to occur at 2 p.m., the program is that there is a function or an activity called hanging Ruto. People have gone to that level of looking at the presidency as an undesired character and as a unit of tormentation, a unit of torture, a unit of excessiveness, a unit of arbitrariness, a unit where you cannot lay any trust or confidence in. That is how the state has withered down. That is to extent within which the people have disassociated themselves with this social contract. Permit me to pen off by saying that today I was perplexed by the statement that was made by Mother to Onyango. Mother to Onyango says that he was called by the president, and the president promised that he would investigate these matters to the bottom of, he would cause the investigations, and he would even support the family with some financial support. To date, he declared publicly that that was just a mere call from the person whom you expect should hold the trust of this country, from the person you expect would be the last one to ever mislead and lie to his subject, even on an issue sensitive such as that, the one that involves the loss of life. She said to date, Mr. William Ruto has never honored his promises. That statement was made today at All Saint. I was there. I had her making that statement. So that tells you that the social fabric, the political fabric of our country has broken down irreparably. That we cannot fix this nation, and we cannot speak about fixing this nation with William Ruto being at the helm. And that is why, to answer Professor, the question of the one term must be perceived as an ideology. An ideology to remove a bad government, an ideology to remove a government that looks not into the rule of law, a government that adheres not to the constitution, and put into place a government that is pro-people, a government that will adhere to the rule of law, a government that will adhere to the constitutionalism. As I pen off, permit me to indicate to you that the Bishop of Nairobi Diocese made a very serious appeal and a very clear appeal, showing how.
Church.
Sorry?
Diocese of which church?
ACK Church. He made a very passionate appeal to the people. And he told the people that when the nation and the confidence and the trust of the nation withers down, then the people must stand guard. They must take up the mantle and defend their position. The issue of justice reigns supreme today, that we cannot be silent in the midst of injustice. We cannot be silent, and we are all. And the other argument was that we are all partners in this process.
Yeah, let me bat in because of time.
Thank you.
I'll give you the.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I've not even shared anything yet. So thank you so much. I really appreciate Ndegwa's comments as well, and we shall also be asking questions around it at the end of the day. And even as we talk about the current regime and asking questions about the current regime. What really, if yes, he says today I resign, then what next? Because also, are we prepared for, what you're really agitating for? Or is it just, anybody else will actually take over? Because I think when we have this kind of conversations also, we need to ask ourselves, even if there's so much angst and hatred towards the president, there is that respect of the presidency and the office that we need also to uphold. Because you cannot just also one day just wake up and pick up a shoe and throw at the president, right? I think that is the utmost sort of disrespect that you can portray you as a person to the office of the presidency, no matter how you had the person himself. It could be that the president has merely consolidated and extended pre-existing trends that has always been there. Maybe this is the height, the zenith, and the epitome of the rot that has been going on in the country since the independence. And that's why we're here. It's time for molting and time for, plucking these feathers that we think, they're not making us fly high as eagles as we should. And so to the greatest, capacity that we should be exhibiting as a country in terms of prosperity in all angles that we could actually be talking about this evening. So let's just interrogate this issue. And I want